So, a very good afternoon to everyone present over here. Welcome to today's session. This is Farheen, your host for the event. I invite and welcome you all for a session on the topic Design Thinking. This event is organized by ED Cell of IIMT College of Pharmacy. All the dignitaries, faculty, dear students, our viewers, I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to you. I am extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to address you all. Children are future of tomorrow. They will grow up to be the responsible citizens of tomorrow. May they grow up to make us proud and achieve the highest. I feel proud to be a part of such an elite institution whose teaching goes beyond the classroom. We all have assembled today here to motivate, cherish the young minds present among us. This is a great event, and I am welcoming our guest speaker of the day. We all are very blessed that a person with immense wisdom, experience, knowledge is here is here with us today for our event. Uh, Dr. Sankha. Okay. Um, I feel proud to be a part of such an elite institution whose teaching goes beyond the classroom. We all have assembled today here to motivate and cherish the young minds present among us. This is a great event, and I am welcoming our guest speaker of the day, Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya. Sir, I warmly welcome you on the behalf of IIMT College of Pharmacy. We all are very blessed that a person with immense wisdom, experience, and knowledge is here with us for our session, for our event. Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya, let me elaborate a bit about our guest speaker of the day. He is the associate professor at Department of Pharmaceutics, SVKM's NMIMS, School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, Maharashtra. Um, Dr. Sankha did his postdoctorate from Indian Institute of Technology, BHU Varanasi, India, in cancer nanomedicine and molecular pharmacology. He did his PhD from School of Pharmacy, RK University, Rajkot, India. He pursued his graduation from SRM University, Chennai, India, with first class and distinction. He did his post-graduation diploma in IPR from Bioinformatics Institute of India, Noida. He served as an associate professor in the Department of Pharmaceutics, ISF College of Pharmacy. Moga, Punjab, India, with 10.5 years of research and teaching experiences. He is currently working as an associate professor in School of Pharmacy and Technology Management, SVKM's NMIMS, deemed to be University, Shirpur, Maharashtra. He has published more than 15 national and 27 international papers in high impact factor and in peer reviewed journals. He also published 3 book chapters in international platform. During 2016, he has been awarded with Minor Research Fellow from Gujarat Council on Science and Technology for his astonishing contribution in career research. He is also a registered PhD guide for pharmaceutical science students under IK Gujarat Punjab Technical University. He successfully cleared ARPIT examination conducted by NTA, Government of India. Moreover, he has received SREA Annual Award 2020 in the field of research and pharmacy by Human Rights Education Association, Vadodara, Gujarat, India. Recently, he has been awarded with Global Teaching Excellent Award, GETA Award 2020 in the subcategory of Top 10 Professors of the Year. Furthermore, he also received prestigious Excellence Teaching in Higher Education Award by Sidra Bahudesiya Vikas Sanstha on 2nd July 2020. So here is the details of our guest speaker of the day. I am extremely grateful that such a amazing persona, Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya, is here with us as a guest speaker for our event. Dr. Sankha, sir, I once again I welcome you, sir, on the behalf of IIMT College of Pharmacy. So welcome, and I would like to request to Dr. Sarthak sir to please come forward and say a few words for our guest speaker of the day. Dr. Sarthak sir.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Mrs. Farin, the faculty member of our IMT College of Pharmacy, Greater Noida. Thanks to our Honorable Director, sir. Thanks to Dr. Shankar Bhattacharya, Associate Professor, School of Pharmacy, Narsimorji Institute of NMIMS, Shirpur, Maharashtra. He has published several research articles in leading international and national journals, book chapters, and he's applied for patents. And he has also taken the initiative to start up some new concept based on IPR, intellectual property rights based products in NMIMS. So definitely, Dr. Shankar Bhattacharya is such a resource person for today's session, design thinking. Actually, design thinking is very simple, but it is having very high degree of inner meaning. Once we start with anything else, first the word strikes into our mind, that is the designing. How we design the product, how we design the method development, how we go for the patenting of a particular product, how we go for the startup. So all these things actually we see from the very preliminary part, that is the designing, and that thinking process plays a pivotal role in designing, because we once have designed something, it should definitely penetrate somebody's mind, that what the person is going to achieve. So definitely we can understand that design thinking in every field, whether it is pharmacy, whether it is chemical, whether it is bioanalytical, whether it is clinical research, wherever we will go, we will see even intellectual property rights or startups, we will see that designing plays a big role. So on behalf of, once again, IIMT College of Pharmacy, every person, Director Dr. Malikarjuna BP, my beloved faculty members and students, I welcome Dr. Shankar Bhattacharya to this virtual event on the topic design thinking. Please come and please share your valuable things with us, so that our students will be definitely got a good glimpse of light in the coming future. Thank you. Please welcome Dr. Shankar Bhattacharya.
Thank you, one and all. I'd like to extend my sincere gratitude to IIMT and their faculty members, especially Dr. Sarthak Bhattacharya, for giving me this divine platform to share my and exchange my knowledge and the personified journey of research and innovation, as well as how we can able to implement this journey. We can able to implement my wisdom in and can produce a seed, plant a seed to the upcoming generation. That is the thing of design thinking, which I'm going to highlight. But before we further proceed, we should actually emphasize, as we are actually basically a teacher as well as a professor. So we'll be highlighting the basic conceptual understanding of the design thinking first. Then we'll proceed further about how we can able to implement this process in our regular class activity as well as in our research and development. So with your prior permission, I'm going to start my presentation. I'm going to share my PPT. My PPT is visible to all of you. is having
No,
some
sir,
issue. Yes,
it
yes,
is
it is
not
having some
visible.
issue. Yes. Now is it okay?
No, sir, I'm really sorry. It is still not visible. So you may take your time.
Not visible.
No, sir, it is not visible.
Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Now this is visible. Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, one and all, and thanks for coming in the middle of you know in the afternoon. So we'll be discussing about the design thinking, and I'm sure about it. After this session, you will be having some certain kind of wisdom of how to implement this design thought process in our day-to-day activity, and we can improve and imbibe the knowledge of design thinking, and we can train ourselves in a better manner. First of all, uh, what do you think about design thinking? Before we go for a details aspect of the design, see, design is everywhere. The thinking, the thought process, what we are sharing, or right now we are inculcated with many thought process in our mind, but we don't know how to navigate out the thought process. But actually, if you can see, we should actually give the space to ourselves. Okay, all the thought process to come in our mind. Okay, let it come. We should not be, constrained ourselves to a particular thought process. We have to give a equal importance to all the thought process. You might not know which thought process will helping out in the long run, but if all the thought process comes to you, once the thought process comes to you, then based on that, which one will be the better, and which will be the having a best implementation to your society as well as for your surroundings. If you can select it, then automatically it will be recapitulate itself, and automatically a beautiful tree of wisdom will develop. Now, coming to the process of what is meant by design thinking and design spring. See, nowadays, people, we are giving in a society where we believe in admiration as and aspirations. What is admiration and aspiration is we admire some people and we aspire some from the people. Then what happens? We, based on that particular persona, we prepare certain do's and don'ts, that we have to do this thing, we have to do these things, we have to perform this thing, we have to prepare course outcome, we have to prepare program outcome, we have to match with all the parameters. This with a stipulated period of time. Suppose in 3 hours or 3 hours you need to complete this task. If you bound to something, certain things, it is called as design spring. It is called as design spring. So we are aspirant, or you can say we've been adapted to the particular culture from, or adapted for particular culture. Someone, some great institute is doing great things, then we are adapting these things. Now we are following the things. Okay, we have to do this. This is called as design springs. Everybody is doing these things, design spring. Now, the next important part is called as design thinking, where the thinking comes with the one simple process in called as empathy. So first question comes to you: what does your empathy stands for? What is mean by empathy? A, a gentle care, a beautiful love, affection, or you can say that you love to the particular work. So if you are having a soft corner to the particular part you do, or the part act you play in your professional as well personal life, that is your empathy. And that empathy, if it is been if it is multiplied to your partners, to your you can say to your students, to your all the surroundings, then automatically a great thought process will be generated. See, what happens if someone comes to you with a problem? Suppose anyone comes with your problem, we always, you give us, we give our form of wisdom, we give them certain kind of advice. That is called as design sprint. But sometimes if you do counsel the particular person, okay, you come with your ideas, or you come with your process, or certain kind of challenges. I'll give you some suggestion. You, based on that suggestion, you develop yourself. Then a thinking process will be developed, and that is called your design. A thinking process, a think will be developed. And once it has been developed, the thinking process is developed, there will be a multiple thinkings, multiple surroundings, or multiple ways of thinking. Now, if a design sprint should be developed, or you can say, if we are constraining to the particular things, then we have to follow a particular route. But here it is not the way. First of all, we have to think the process. Suppose you are thinking a process with multiple dimensions, and you implement all the multiple dimensions to solve a problem. Okay, now based on the solve the problem, which one is the best? Okay, again, then it will go to the when you feel that which one is the best, that best process will be considered for a prototype. Then after the prototype has been developed, if it is matched with the particular client, or if the prototype is matched with the particular person whom you are targeting, okay, it might be a product, it might be anything. Okay, then based on that particular findings or attraction of the particular company, or the customer or client, you will be going to select the best way of thought process, rather than provoking your thought process. Do not provoke your thought process. Suppose certain times we see, suppose we are going out of box right now. Suppose we are having a water bottle. We are having a water bottle. If someone is designing advertisement, okay, where the water bottle is vanished, okay, and certain things, some random models are coming and showing about the water bottle. Some, it is going beyond our imagination. Nobody able to understand what is this all about. So it is not actually attracting to the potential customers, or it will not attracting towards the potential required people. If it is like this, then it is not a proper design. So previously, what happened? We eventually create a product, then we do a marketing. I just want to highlight a very important point. Previously, we used to develop a product, then we used to do a marketing. Now it is not the case. First, we do a introspection where we can target. Okay, once you can able to target the profile, then based on the customization, then automatically we can target and flourish our product to the customers. The biggest giant, Google, then Adobe, you might be knowing, Microsoft. Okay, these companies are doing a great stuff in design thinking, and their design thinking again, once again, comes out with the artificial intelligence. Nowadays, they are doing a great stuff in this particular dimension. So I have given you a brief outline about the design thinking and design sprints. So one more aspect of the design thinking I also want to highlight is, if you want to give a space to the employee, if you give a space to your subordinates, they will be developed with the design thinking rather than design sprint. You have to obey these rules and regulations. You have to follow these things. Then that particular person or certain surroundings will be in a particular bondage. These kind of things will create a product, but the product will not be sustained for a longer period of time. A product will not be enjoyed. The product or the outcomes, product means outcomes. If it is not been enjoyed, or if it is not been unequivocally accepted, then it will be not a great stuff. So if everyone like me, or everyone, if we can give the space to the people of our surroundings to develop their idea, give their process and random ideas, or many random ideas, from the random ideas, if we have developed a product, ultimately it will be a great stuff. And that is the magic of design thinking. Design thinking is not a new concept. Design thinking is a very old concept. So first of all, design thinking is an interactive process in which we seek to understand the user, So first of all, that's why I was talking about my entire abstract or the list is all about the understanding of the user, challenge and assumptions, redefining the problem. Again, we have to define and redefine our problems, identify alternative steps and solutions that might not be instantly apparent with our level of understanding. We have to provoke our thought process. We have to understand our thought process so that we can design our thinking. One more aspect I want to highlight: those who are researchers, everyone knows about that. Research need broader dimension of thought process. If you are a researcher, true researcher, you should not follow a particular person. I always convey my message to my students that do not follow a scholar, follow the Google scholar. The meaning of it is all about you follow many researcher, not particular researcher. You can gain lot of things from many people, but do not follow a particular person, because if you follow the particular person, you will be in the certain level. Do not limit your limits of thinking. So I always, this is my punchline to my all the students, like follow the Google scholar, not to the scholar. So not particular scholar. Okay. At the same time, design thinking provides a solution-based approach to the problems. It is always thinking a working well collection of the methods. So one thing I want to tell you, design thinking, once you are able to understand, it is a complete amalgamation of physiological, or you can say philosophical thought process and certain tools. Okay, once again I want to tell you, it is a complete amalgamation of philosophical process, thought process, and certain tools, which makes the product greater and understand. So let's understand the process. So it is a great cycle. So first of all, you need to have a understanding about the thought process, then understanding, then explore. Hey, let's explore the ideas. If you constrain your ideas, no, you have to follow this way, that way, which is all about the design sprint. No, we should not follow the rules of design sprint. We have to think about the design space, or you can see about the design thinking. So idea, prototype, then test, then implementation. Automatically, once you've been implement the thought process, then automatically the product will be evolved. You ultimately product has to be evolved. How the product will be get customized? See, suppose want to highlight one important point. You might be knowing about the Dell company. It's a computer-based company. They are the one who actually initiated the customers-based product. They ask the customers, okay, tell me what the features you want in the particular laptop. They eventually ask the feedback-based FAQs initially, and they actually have evolved a lot, and that's why their companies have leaps and boundsly increased in a Bombay Stock Exchange, as well as in US markets. So this is the thing I want to tell you. So that we have to expertise our thought process, and give the space to the customers also. How we can able to attract the stockholders. That is also important. That inclusion journey is needed in the design thinking. So once again, as I already rightly said previously, you have to have a empathy. Emphasize and empathy is very, very important. How you are polite to the particular student, how you are polite to the particular subordinates, or else you work, colleagues. That is the soft skills. Your soft skills is very important. If you are having very good soft skills, or your thought process is very charming, if you are very attractive towards the people will come with your many random ideas, and you have to respect the ideas rather than superimposing thought process what you are. Suppose I am having a multiple citation. I am a big, gigantic professor. Suppose I'm not telling that I'm not like this. But if I'm saying people are coming in front of me and sharing and sharing what idea they should discuss, they're fearing. They're having a fearing factor that whether I should share my ideas with a particular professor or not. If you're thinking what you'll be thinking, you'll be finding the problems. Then you'll be you'll be criticizing me. So create your person as all the faculty members over here, and also our students. Create your person in such a way that all the people will come to you and discuss their ideas. That idea will create a teamwork, and based on that, wonderful blossom of wisdom, blossom of knowledge you will get. So that's why that is very important. Those who are very intelligent, those who are very, very talented, they are very eventually very humble and down to earth. We should learn from their, their aura. So first of all, you have to give the empathies. Then automatically defined problems will come. Then many ideas will be amalgamated. Many ideas will be generated, and then again, once the idea has been generated, I already told you, then the prototype will be developed. You have to give a space to develop the idea. Okay, suppose a student comes to you and he is asking, madam क्या मैं ये बना लूं, madam क्या मैं ये बना लूं, हाँ हाँ बनाओ बनाओ, अगर समय है तो बना लो. Okay, you can create. Okay, create. Now you can see after the creations, they come up with a brilliant idea. I want to add one thing. While I was working in Gujarat, I have seen many you can say the technical events, and I have come up. I'm seeing that I'm supervise many technical events. I've seen outstandingly marvelous ideas have been flooded over in Gujarat Technological University Tech Fest by the BFARM students only. They have come up with an excellent idea. I think I must congratulate GTU. They actually done a great stuff to give the entrepreneur and their idea thought process. Even though there are many loopholes in it, I want to tell you there are many loopholes in it. But they come up and ultimately many startup companies are actually joining them, and many iStem one website is there. iStem, they are actually doing a good. That's another software, another website. They are doing a great stuff to correlate this thought process with the startup. So that's the thing. That's the thing we have to implement in our innovation cells. We have to give the respect to the BFARM students also, because why we want to say. I always say to my students that we can write a very beautiful poem, or we can write a very beautiful things in a white piece of paper, but we cannot write a thing in a scrap or already written paper. That means the things which have been totally filled with the wrong thought process, you cannot create it. But you can create a wonderful story in a white piece of paper. BFARM students are very beautiful white piece of paper. You can create a great stuff over there. So that's the thing I want to tell you. That prototype we have to give. Then we are once again we have to check the testing. So once again the same hierarchy: emphasize, definitions, ideas, prototype, and test, and implementations. So we have to give that proper channels. We have to give a proper importance to each and every step. So how we can implement in all the process in our day-to-day activity. That's the things I want to highlight. As Stanford School of Design Thinking process, they have designed it this. So what actually they initiated that interviews stakeholders seeks to understand, not judgmental. You should not be judgment. Suppose anyone is director, anyone is principal, or anyone is a vice chancellor of any institution, or any places, or any R&D head, research and development. Okay, he had to shade his ego. He had to shade his ego, or he had to shade his he or she had, what can I say, knowledge in front of a vast audience whom you want to listen. Suppose if you want to listen a particular person, if it may be XYZ, whatever the person may be, should not be your knowledge, your wisdom should not be overruled his thought process. You have to be complete blank. Once you become a complete blank, then only you can be a non-judgmental. You cannot judge the person. So then empathy comes. Okay, my dear friend, I understand your thought process. Then we can implement further. So what are the challenges you can show to us? What are the challenges you can think that will create after the process? So once you ask, then he or she will definitely answer his thing. I also add one thing about things. So as Sarthak sir rightly said about the idea, once I was working in a Saimira Innovative Pharma, one company in Chennai. during that time I was doing some IPR consultancy work. So we eventually go to the clients. They used to ask us to listen them first. We have to listen the particular person what they are asking. Sometimes the scientists are eventually having a scattered ideas. We have to assemble the ideas. We have to understand his thought process. So we have to be very calm during that time, and we have to listen very patiently. So that is very important. So first of all, you have to be very empathized, very you empathy. I always ask my students, where is your empathy? Where is your empathy? You have to be very empathized toward your particular things. Then person's role, objective, decision, challenges, and pain points. Then automatically, once it will take time. Suppose you are designing a research article, or suppose you are designing a research, then what you have to do, you have to ask your students, okay, first of all, thinking blankly, okay, what your thought process you are having. Okay, there this XYZ et al 2021 had published a paper. In that paper they have mentioned about the nanosponges. Suppose the nanosponges have been different. Okay student, nanosponges is already developed, so what else you can do from the nanosponges? Then that particular person will come to you and he will be saying that, sir, there are many loopholes in the nanosponges, so I can overcome it. How we can do it? Then ask, please go ahead, ask it. Then many things he can give you idea which will not even publish anywhere. Sometimes a beautiful story or beautiful ideas come from a random ideas. So that is the thing we are giving. That is called as the design thinking actually. So define, we have to define. Then automatically ideate. We have to share the ideas. We have to note it down. Their ideas. All ideas OT. Or we have to think about. No idea is negative. All ideas are worthwhile. OT. Okay. Never discourage. Never discourage any ideas. Yes, and thinking. Then prioritize. Then furthermore, you have to prioritize based on your customization. What, suppose a Google, Amazon, and all the company, all the people are actually hiring nowadays the design thinking process holder. Why? Because they are hiring the people who are having a good knowledge or understanding about the design thinking is because of their different thought process. So how we can inculcate this thought process in our things, that is the main challenge, and it will come only by your work and skillful work. Then again, once again, the prototype. We are, after the design ideas have been designed, then prototype we have to define, then makeups, then storyboards. We have to keep a different kind of storyboards. Many things will become in your idea. Keep it very simple. Fail first. You have to, obviously the ideas are not being assembled properly. It has been always been a haphazard initial phase. Then automatically these ideas will be in taking a place. I eventually select one student, always the best one. He or she will be listening the ideas of all the students. Then after the student is listened, then he will be screening, or he or she will be screening by her own intellectuality. Okay, she or she is screening the idea. Then the idea will be again discussed with the provider of the ideas. Then the ideas will be more modified, and then the from small ideas, 4 to 5 different ideas will be generated. And these ideas, if you can implement these ideas in your research or else innovation, automatically, I'm confident everything will be very good. Then understanding the implementation, the what's work, role play, interact quickly, how you can able to interact with the quickly, how you can make the things very profound, very quickly. That is the main importance of the design thinking. So, and first, as I already told you have to be very empathized. The in the first particular tips and understanding, you have to understand the process in a very deeply. Then problems, real life problems you are designing for. What type of problems you are designing? I want to share one very beautiful story. I want to tell you a timeline of one product that is called as Milky Bar, not Milky Bar, what is called as Dairy Milk. Yes, Dairy Milk. When I was in childhood, I eventually see the dairy milk was being advertised by the adults. One beautiful lady eventually ran in front of a cricket stadium, and she is having one uh, one milky or a dairy milk in her hand. Then later on, it was being separated, and then slowly it is comes for the children. So what I want to tell you is, initially the dairy milk price, I think I'm not sure, was very high, and that's why it was being targeted to the upper class people as well as for the elder people. Then slowly, obviously, it's having a certain certain process. Just a moment. So certain process, and automatically they have declined the price, and automatically it can target, since chocolates have always been importance for the children. So that now it has been for the children. So it has been emphasized. It has been emphasized and empathized to the people, then observe, engage, and immense. So obviously, you have to target the large populations as well as the minor population also. What they want. Suppose you want to design a certain things, you cannot sell your product, or you cannot design your ideas for random people. You have to design the ideas. The ideas may be random, but the selection of the ideas will be specific. I repeat, the ideas may be random, but the selection of the ideas will be specific for the specific people. So that's the thing of design thinking. So emphasize tools, assume beginning mindset, ask what and how. Okay, this is a very simple step, because I already covered my major part. You have already understood what is the design thinking is all about. The empathy map, conduct interviews with empathy. So whenever, so you are in institute, you eventually see flow of people in the institute. Many good peoples come to you and join, and then slowly they grow and grow, and then leave the institute. Or certain times we can see many people are coming with a very high aspirations, then they actually vanquish or dismay for no good reasons. So why this kind of things happens? Because the things are not being properly designed. The things are not being properly designed. The people comes to you with with the aspirations. They comes with you with okay, I'm doing. Then automatically, once the peer pressure comes, or else all the family pressure comes, or else the a certain work pressure comes, he realizes, okay, I'm not fit for the particular thing, and something happened to the things, and all this happening to everyone. But problem is, it is not that way. How you can actually assume, how you can select a particular person who can dedicatedly work for any institute, or any R&D, research and development, or anything. First of all, you have to ask the person in the selection process, ask what and how, and empathetically you have to ask, are you fit for the particular things? So actually, I want to tell you about the NMIMS shift to campus. We have designed a certain pedagogy system and Bloom taxonomy for our students, as well as our particular for the faculty members. We are eventually give us our own score. It is like USP, or what can I say, UGC already started the API indexing. That's true, fine. But we also define a soft skill inside. Like, we are going to give ourselves a score. Okay, how we are better to this. We are giving our self score, and that score will be distributed to our manager, or the dean of academics. He'll be evaluating, or he or she will be evaluating, and then based on that, the things have been generated. Now that's give us then how what actually we have done so far in 6 months, and we also realize why our loopholes are. It is not about someone for the terminations, or it is for the promotion. No, not like that. It is for self-realization, self-introspection. So it is very important to inculcate the self-introspection in ourselves. Like contact empathy interviews with empathy. Whenever you conduct the interview with a person, you have to understand where do the particular opponent, the person you select, do have he is having empathy, or he is having certain problems. Suppose a person is very poor. Okay, suppose he need a job he actually needed a job. Okay, he's not needed a service. But there is a big difference between the service and job. I think you have understood. Okay, he need a job for the bread sharing purpose. He don't want to serve because he's not having enough money. So that's why the service and job is very fundamentally different. Big difference. So we have to, when we are selecting the person, we have to see his background. We eventually see his or her background, whether he or she is ready to work in the hostile environment and give their best out of best or not. So use a photo and video user based on studies. Use personal photo, video journals. Engage with extreme users. Actually, these are all the stories for the researcher and the body storm and create the journey map. You have to create a map, a particular road map of where you have to go with that. But at the same time, it should not be imposed. It should not be imposed. Give him space. Give her space. Okay, you have designed your map. Okay, great, fantastic. Okay, after few years or after few months, give him a self-analysis. Out of 10 goals he have been highlighted previously, how many goals he have achieved or she have achieved? If he has achieved eight score, then wonderful. If he is not able to do this, no problem. He can give him a second chance. So what happened? The culture will be evolved. Culture will be developed. Either rather than imposing the things. The biggest take-home message for the design space for the pharmaceutical researcher as well as thing is the faculty members is this, that never impose certain things within ourselves so that we create a peer pressure. But rather than we develop, we evolve ourselves in a such a manner that automatically the byproduct was being generated properly. So many people are from Sutics background, I think pharmaceutics. So we eventually do design is a very old concept in our things. So like we did a principal component analysis. We do a design of experiment. In that we have, first of all we select the problems. Okay, that particular problems. Then the problems. First we select the particular problems. Then sort the problems. Then automatically the product will become out. But previously, I think I'm talking about 70s and 80s. Previously, they are giving when the competition is not there. They eventually product was been given to the people, and then they are asking feedback. It is not the case. That is the main reason the brand ambassador was totally vanished from the society because they have not evolved themselves. Now their counterparts, Maruti, Suzuki, have evolved, and now many companies or derivatives are coming in the market. That's why the ambassador is not there because they don't believe in feedback-based understanding. They believe what their product is good and they differ. This type of dogma, this type of autocracy, actually it's not good, and that's why the company for the long run was not be survived because you have to listen to the customer. What customer actually wants from us. So as a faculty of us, we have to listen to the students. What students ask from us. And nowadays the students are very smart because they believe ICT tools. We are talking about the ICT tools, and they learn from their mother home. From the mother homes, they actually able to understand what is ICT. So that's the thing. So they actually very intelligent. We have to respect their thought process and designs. Then what we should do? Don't judge. Okay, don't judge. Question everything. I'm talking to the students or all the people. You never judge a person. Never be a judgmental. Always listen to the people. Let the person judge himself or herself. Then be truly cautious. Find patterns and listen without thinking how you are going to respond. So we have to be very precise on the thinking process. Emphasize, ask for what and why to help the better observation, especially for good analysis and photos. What you should do for the specific observation. Divide into part what, how, and why. So it has been already covered up. I think you have understood what I have discussed about. Now next is all about the asking the first 5 ways. Repeating the question five times in identifying the root cause. We have to identify the 5 terms, just a moment, the root cause of the problems. Some useful rules for what we have to do in the particular rules and how we can be more profound in this design space. Design thinking. Write down problems and make sure what other problem understand it, whether they are able to understand the problems. Distinguish the cause for symptoms. Pay attention to the logic and cause the effective relationship. Assess the process, not people. Assess the process, not people. Never judge a people. Always assess the process. Why the process? You are having a selection process. You are having a selection of a molecule. Yeah, so you are doing a certain this thing, a single accel crystallography study you are doing in the chemistry, and you have to be for further up with the process. You should not follow certain people what he is saying. You have to follow the process. Where the process is, then never leave human error. Okay, never leave human error. Worker intimates and blame John and root cause. You have to go do a root cause analysis, and you always say that SWOT analysis. We also do a SWOT analysis in our life, day-to-day life. Then emphasis and maps say post from what users then doing interview and things what user seems to think with the experimental product. Those actions that user think taking during the experiment, says, thinks, and feeds, and those. These things are very, very important. So we have to be very, very thinking. Your thinking process to be very, very proactive, and you have to be very humble in the layman terms. You have to be very, very humble to these particular things. Then empathy maps, for example, what particular maps we can buy. Suppose you are buying a thing, very random thought process in your comes in your mind. Or what do you think? Why should I start? What the random things will be coming. Let your brain or brain space comes with the random ideas. Based on the ideas, you select the best. What will be the best things? So, in principal component analysis, many people are knowing about PCA tooling. We eventually do these things of scattering of the design of experiment design of experiment, principal component analysis, we have to do this random thought process. And based on the random things, we have to select the best one and find the best with which one is be suitable for us. Suppose a person is want to purchase a beautiful TV. Okay, he is having a problem with the money. So money is a constraint. That is a constraint variable. Money is the constraint variable. But at the same time, you want he don't want a long-lasting solution. So he will be going with a limited money with a great quality picture quality TV. But at the same time, longevity of the product will not be because he's thinking in his mind that today I'm poor, tomorrow I won't be a poor, I'm a rich person. So I'm going to leave this TV and I'll purchase a better one. So that is the constraint and outcome. So you have to judgment. You have to be understand what he's thinking is all about. So that's the thing. They emphasize the conduct the interview with the empathy and the same process have been discussed. Empathy, how you can build the empathy in a particular person. That's a very, very, very important part and parcel portion for all the faculty members as well as for students also. How we can develop the things. Use analogs to gain the fresh way of looking the environment. We have to be very fresh to think what actually other people are talking about, what people are actually thinking to ourselves, and we also be very clear to that thinking. Never be judgmental. Start to identify the aspect of the situation are more important, interesting, and problematic. Then find the other experience that contains some of these aspects. See, when the I always my mother always eventually told me that when the beautiful minds sit together, they always come up with a beautiful thought process. And when the indiscriminating mind with a random thought, even random thought process comes to you, then they will come with the indiscriminating mind. So always select a good student, a good people surroundings who actually discuss ideas, not the problem. So those who are actually discussing the idea, they can come up with many ideas. So that is synergistic to each other. So give the space to your friends or surroundings who discuss ideas, not the problem. I eventually see the people who in the staff rooms or something like that, they discuss problems with the surroundings. If you beat them like this, leave the particular place. If you are a design thinker, I want to assign all of you a design thinker. All are a design thinker. Only thing is to change the surrounding. Never discuss the problem or always discuss the always discuss thinking. You are emphasize the thinking or thought process. Ideas, discuss the ideas. Then only you can able to evolve yourself in a very from the always remember you can see the lotus flower that actually blossom in a place of mud. because it is emphasizing that in the mud we can grow properly, because the conditions are bad, but we can grow in a very accurate manner. Only the thing is that you have to be very positive. We have to think and rethink our thought process rather than discussing the problem. The creating inspections space and analytics you can do so by painting the photos, and many things you can do. Emphasize use the photo and video use based studios. Then studies you can do use the video recording and use performing their regular activities. Try to make the study casual to the possible that the user don't feel any pressure. So never try to create a pressure to the students or the other process, so that if you can create a pressure, the mice or the place or the wonderful temple you create, it will be going to dismantle with a short span of time. Never dismantle your wonderful temple of wisdom. How you can create the beautiful temple? Give a space to all the people, so that all the people will inculcate a beautiful bricks of wisdom in the particular temple, and the temple will be evolved in a very, very beautiful manner. So always give the respect to the people. And how can we overcome the discrepancies? The main challenge is discrepancies of ideas. Once you respect other ideas, automatically discrepancies of the ideas will be solved. So determine then we have to make them engage, because ideas is not enough, because implementation is our main locomotive intention of we are science graduates. We are the science people. We have to be implemented. We are as I rightly said in the previous part. I said that it's the amalgamation of what? It is the amalgamation of philosophy and scientific tools. So we have to be philosophically correct. Then at the same time, we have to implement it. Once it's been implemented, automatically we can engage the people, and automatically the product will become out. Look at the extreme, all of us look at the extreme use of the superior wild ideas, narrow on the what resource and what primary uses and the design for. We have to be very much these things. Then obviously this portion have been already covered up. I was rushing up because of lack of time. Visual creating the journey map. We have to be very cautious about creating the journey map. Visual representation of the process and customers or the product goes to the achieve a goal with the company products. So as I already told, you have to be very visualize in future in future what kind of things will be coming on. So nowadays, many of you are having a kid. Many of you are actually coming to know of one word. It's called as coding, so-called coding. As a with the pharmacy guys, we don't know what is mean by coding and all. And so many people are asking, telling that the up to 8th standard, the coding is compulsory. So this is called evolve. This is called as evolution. In world is evolving, so and we have to be adapting towards the particular situation. So, and we have to also respect the situation. Never ask the problems. Try to solve the problem. Try to solve the problems. We have to inspire from the surroundings. From the surroundings, we need to inspire. Profile your person and define the other goals. And listen to all of the touch points. We have to listen to the certain soft corner or certain points to be given. I have seen many people, that they work in a certain organization, and they said that I used to do these things, but due to some reasons, I couldn't able to pursue these things. If I can get this opportunity to work in that account, and definitely grow and give them my best. So these people are assets for our society. These people are assets to our contribution of science. Ultimately, science should be alive. You and me are immortal, but science will be immortal based on our journey of success. So that's the thing. We have to give the space to the upcoming generations, upcoming people who actually are willingly to contribute the science, but due to the certain reasons or due to certain political scenario, they could not able to grow. So we have to give them space to grow, and then automatically the designs of the thought process will be coming. Make necessary changes. Then what we can do is very important part. Physical evidence, then tracking, explaining the unfair stuff. What we have to do is inquiring about the taking away and time and create that actually all about the do's and don'ts. And the thought process. What thought process which actually click in your mind when you go with any kind of designs. Okay, many random process will be coming, and that from the random process you have to define ideas, and from the ideas need to be implemented. Okay, now we are in a live final phase. So we are having a personal that scenario. We actually on a customer journey map. If you want to customize the journey or customize a particular product, then we have to see the many things. Suppose a persona, particular customer, what he want. Then scenario, what scenario is having. Goal and expectations of the particular company or the customer is very important. Suppose African person, suppose a Nigeria person, he will be happy if he or she is having a very beautiful house with a full of electricity. Because I come to know from a one random article that in Nigeria, there are many people are not having a proper electricity in their houses because of some issues. So if they can able to bring the electricity in their houses, so with a limited cost, then that is their field of interest. So if you can do we have to customize. Where do we have to invest? Where to whom your potential aspect is. Suppose I'm a cancer-based nano researcher. If someone is asking, okay, design a project for a diabetes mellitus, I always be in perplexed mode. Well, whether I can able to contribute to the particular things or not, because I have not been evolved. But again, one questions will be coming to us. Why not think out of box? You have to give respect. If you can learn the things, but if you find that okay, I cannot able to contribute in the field of the diabetes for a longer period, then you can say, okay, if anything correlate with the diabetes along with the cancer, then I can do it. Then there's a new idea comes. Can you see it? There's a new idea comes, cancer with diabetes. So that is the thing. You have to give the respect to the mutual understanding. Then the new idea comes. You cannot superimpose. Suppose random person asks me that you have to define the project in that diabetes. Then the problem comes. Okay, can you able to understand when the mutually we define a problem, then the problem will be coming with a great solution. And that is the main aspect of the design thinking. The phase, user action, user section, and all. So we are always being perpetuate in a different kind of definition and problem. The synthesis, your observation about your uses and emphasize stage, definition and meaningful actions and problem. So different kind of tools are there. The point of view, how might we, why, how, leader, and person, and 10. So powers of 10. So we always been, surroundings with the many things, and we have to define the particular thought process and particular situations of our surroundings. So point of view is you articulate the particular point of view by combining of this element user, need, and insight. User, need, and insight. If you are a particular user, you want to use the particular idea for this, then needs and insight. What insight he is having? Okay, if he is having a certain different root cause, that root is not good for automatically. I want to tell you, you can give you a best example of Harry Potter. Okay, in Harry Potter, you can see Harry Potter was not a good wizard, but that Voldemort was eventually a great wizard. But his intention was wrong. Okay, so his intention was wrong. That's why he cannot able to evolve himself as a great wizard. But that the person have actually done that. What can I say? Harry Potter became evolving a great wizard because he do have a character. So, but give a importance to the in your life a good people in surrounding. So the synergistic activity will be automatically evolved. Listen to the people who actually talks positive rather than the problem. So inside your information, your user needs your insight and following the sense, use, needs, based. This kind of actually boom text. This kind of boom text is nothing but you have to emphasize this kind of text in your life also. So why not? You appreciate the people. These are an excellent way of appreciate and give respect and take respect. You have to always appreciate the people. Then only design thinking will come. Look forward. in a very, gigantic manner. Short question and launch the seeds of ideas. So in our university, and I think in UGC also, we are having a seed grant policy. Seed grant means the government, our institute is providing us the funding for 1 lakh rupees for seed grants. This grants is for developing the research, but these grants are very premature. After this incubation has been done, then it will be bifurcated or trifurcated, or it will be submerged with the other researcher in the branch manner. First of all, the outcomes of the seed grants need to be submitted to the university. Then university panel will decide whether it has to be continued further. If their person further, then will be expanding the research to the flourishing other researcher. So this is a very good initiative by, I think I congratulate and thanks NMIMS University for this wonderful seed grants policy. I think that has to be there in every institute. So give the space. Seed grants is, you cannot expect, anticipate the particular researcher will come with a great idea, but he can come up with a great random ideas. From the ideas, many things it can be evolved. So come out from the point of view, examples, challenges, and point of view is very, very important for your defining. Then define might we explore the opposition, the go after adjectives. So these are all very, very common things. I think we are having lack of time, so I want to highlight very fastly. I want to brush up. So this is very, very important aspects. We have to define why the leaders. What is the difference between the boss and leaders? Everyone knows it. Boss superimpose. Leader listen to the people. Okay, listen to the people and implement the things based on his and for the well-being of the people. He defined and these things have been done. Then identify the few meaningful needs and written up in the bottom pages paper. You have to always write up yourself so that the identification of the defining process or definitions can be clear. A leader up and the need to ask why and what. That is very, very important. The need of the healthy, this step stop the leaders. So you have to create an environment where the healthy environment evolve. Everyone share their problems. So I think there should not be any glitches between the personal and professional life. Every should be balanced properly. Once it has been there, then automatically we can do a great step. So I don't want to create a much more time and don't want to create a much more time for this. So tools and ideas, what we can do is then we have to do a lot of brainstorming. I want to highlight we have to do a lot of brainstorming. It is a simple idea, but the idea having a many proliferations. So this proliferation you have to respect and never be judgmental. Then brain work, change and assumptions, then mind point, state and state rooms, then state board, analogies, and many things have been there. So you have to exercise these things. So brain write, you have to write the ideas, how the people are write down their ideas and other things. That is very, very important aspects. And I also yes, I'm very want to brush up the ideas and just a moment. I want to, there's nothing to discuss much more because all the stuff have been discussed so far. And yes, I'm confident about that you guys can understand my thought process of the design thinking. And I think I'll be going to share my slide to all of you. There is a little constraint of time. I understand I have explained all the parameters very clearly. If you are having any doubts regarding my presentation, please do ask. I'm ready to help you in this regard right now. Thank you one and all for giving me this wonderful platform to discuss all these aspects of the design thinking. And I personally thanks Sarthak sir for giving me this once again the great platform to discuss the process. And I hope all the people have learned about the design thinking. Thank you one and all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya sir, for an enlightening and entertaining presentation. Your all advices were really especially useful. We owe you a special vote of thanks for being here, a small token of our appreciation. Please accept it with our sincere thanks. I would like to request to Dr. Sarthak sir to please come forward and present you a vote of thanks. Dr. Sarthak sir.
Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Shankar Bhattacharya. Good afternoon, Mrs. Farin. Good afternoon, our IT teams. Thank you very much. First, I would like to thank our director, Dr. Mallikarjuna BP, and other faculty members. On behalf of IMT College of Pharmacy, it was an immense pleasure once again to have a presentation on such a beautiful topic, design thinking. It is actually a thought process. Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya has explained it nicely that how design thinking can be correlated with intellectual property rights, with the product developments, with the startups, with the new business development. So definitely, if we think that this design thinking, it is very simple word, designing. We all are well uh, accustomed with this term, business or design or thinking. But once we are amalgamating both the words, design and thinking, design thinking, so definitely there are some thing else that really proves the provides the platform for creating such new things. And what about the creations exist in the world that starts with the designing? Even if we look at the Mona Lisa's picture, that also started with the designing process, thinking process. So definitely it was a great pleasure to have Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya amongst ourselves. And the topic was very beautiful. Once again, on behalf of Honorable our MD sir, our director sir, the whole R&D team of IMT College of Pharmacy, I congratulate Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya and today's host, Mr. Lalit Rana and Mrs. Farin, for the beautiful arrangement you people have done. It's really salute to you. Thank you very much. Thank you once again, Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for this opportunity, and it's a great to be the to be with you, all of you. I have seen the energetic team working with you, sir. I'm very happy that I'm seeing a great future in upcoming days under your supreme level leadership. IMT will be achieving a lot
Definitely,
of heights.
definitely.
I congratulate
Thank you
Dr.
very much, Dr. Sankha Bhattacharya. Thank you, Dr. Sankha.
Thank you very
Because
much.
you have given your special and valuable time for us, because I know you are a very busy person, because a lot of works, lots of other assignment, academic and administrative assignments are there. But in spite of all these hurdles, you have provided us the timing to deliver the lecture on design thinking. So I am personally thankful to you. And once again, on behalf of the IMT College of Pharmacy, I most welcome. If you find any time, please come to our campus so that we can exchange the things on the larger basis.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking time from your busy schedule and gracing the event. It was a great success. Your wise words inspired many people. Thank you so much, sir. We are looking forward to further interactions also. A special thanks to our attendees and audience as well. They have been a good observer. IIMT College of Pharmacy will be back with some more interesting content and events. Till then, thank you so much. See you all soon. This is Farheen signing off. Good evening to everyone.